Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's webinar. Today on the Stream Media webinar, we're going to be talking about the top monetization hacks to really start monetizing your content. Now, hopefully, people listening out there, you guys are content creators. You guys are people that are creating content, and you're now looking to monetize that content. You're now looking to sort of make some money off of it, right? Because if you're listening to our previous webinars, I really talk about the importance of creating quality content. And we know that creating quality content takes time. It's not easy, right? Creating quality content, it doesn't just come together at the last minute. It takes a long time, right? You need expensive equipment. You need a big production team. You need to pay lots of people. You need to... Wrong. Everything I'm saying is wrong. None of this is true. Creating quality content is easy and it's fast with Stream Studio. You can make it happen on the fly. It takes less than 1 minute to start a podcast, to start any kind of video production, create it live. It doesn't cost anything. What does it cost you? $19 a month. That's what it costs you to start making quality content on Stream Studio. Now, everything I said earlier is true, right? It's going to take you a little bit of time on the back end to, come up with something that you want to talk about on your show. But once you have a topic, once you have an idea for something, once you have a reason to start creating content, the actual production part of it is done. It's easy. It's Stream Studio. We've already taken care of it for you. We've already created a place where you can create quality content in less than 1 minute. Now you're going to say, right, but less than 1 minute. But what about the editing? No, the editing takes place while you're making your production. So look at this. I'm talking with you guys right now. I'm doing the webinar. And as I'm doing that, I'm typing in what I'm talking about. So here we go. Content specialist, right? So as I'm doing my show, all of this is happening in real time. Specialist, right? I want to make sure I do it. No typos. Let's just say content creator, because that's what I do. I create content quickly. Okay, so content creator, I'm going to go here. I'm going to create a lower third. Boom. Liam, content creator. I pull in the lower third. So see, that's just a quick example of how fast and easy it can be to make a small change on the fly while you're creating your production. Look at this. I gave myself a lower third. What else can I do on the fly quickly with Stream Studio? Well, I could change my background, right? What's the vibe that I'm feeling today? I think I like the blue. Maybe live show since we're doing live content. Let's go with that. Let's go with the blue background. I like that one. So what we're talking about today, folks, is that you've already decided that you're going to make content. You're already making the content, and now you're looking for a way to monetize it. You're looking for a way to make money off of the content that you're already creating. Well, my first advice to you would be to make content that is clean. Right? If you're looking to monetize it, if you're doing a podcast, if you're doing a show, if you're planning on swearing during that show, something as simple as that, something as simple as saying the F word, that is going to hurt you when it comes time to monetize. When you start talking to advertisers about your show, the fact that it's not clean, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you. So as you're getting started, as you're starting out, this isn't if you're a big guy, if you're just a little person starting out, I would tell you to try to stay away from swearing. That's going to make your life a whole lot easier. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's actually talk about advertisers themselves. How are you going to connect with advertisers so that you can start having them pay you to create content? Well, you're probably, if you're doing some sort of podcast or video show, you're probably listening to other people's shows. You probably have a favorite podcaster, somebody that you like to listen to every week, somebody that, everybody has a podcast that they like. Listen to those shows. You're going to notice that those people are doing ads in their shows. They're doing ad reads for companies. I want you to start paying attention to the companies that you're hearing about in those ads on your favorite podcasters. Now, a lot of them, just the one that come to my head, we hear about companies like, what are the companies that we hear about in podcast ads a lot? We hear about stuff like
Audible.
Audible, yeah. They want you to sign up for Audible. They want you to sign up for
Noom.
Noom, yes, exactly. Very good examples, Mark.
Brainforce Plus.
There you go. These are all companies that are really taking advantage of this podcasting space. Now, conversely, you have people when you're watching TV that always do ads on TV. My Pillow, that kind of stuff. Those companies, you're watching CNN, you're going to see ads for grocery stores and for, Ford, GM. Those guys don't necessarily advertise on podcasts. It's usually one or the other. You have companies who choose to advertise in a podcasting space, and you have companies that choose to advertise on TV. I want you to pay attention to the ones that are advertising in podcasting, because those are the guys that we're going to need to go after to start getting you paid. Now, just to do a little sidebar on podcasting ads themselves, it's a great way to advertise. If you're a business and you're looking to really reach a lot of people, podcasting is a great way to do it. There's a great return on investment when you're giving these people an ad, because think about it. Somebody's in their house, right? When do people listen to podcasts? They listen to podcasts when they're in the car, right? They have some free time. They're listening to podcasts maybe when they're doing some housework. They're looking at the sink, it's full of dishes. The floor needs to be vacuumed, needs to be mopped. What do? They pop in their headphones, their earbuds, and they get to work. Meanwhile, they're listening to your product, right? That ad, it's not on the TV in the background while they're on their phone. It's directly into their ear, directly telling them, download Stream Studio today. You can become the next famous podcaster. You can go live from anywhere in the world. And while you're sort of doing these mundane activities, mopping the floor, driving your car, you're listening to these ads and you're saying, wow, you're starting to imagine what it would be like to be a famous podcaster, to go live in less than 1 minute from anywhere in the world, to have multiple cameras streaming live anywhere, any place, anytime. You're starting to think about this. And subconsciously, all of these images are going on in your head. Now, this, folks, is why it can be so lucrative to advertise on a podcast. So if you're a business listening to this, and I'm going to finish up with this sidebar, we're going to go into how you can actually monetize your podcast. That's the topic of today's conversation. But if you're a business, and maybe these things aren't mutually exclusive, if you're a business and you also have a podcast, if you have a podcast and you also work at a business, if you have any reason to advertise, podcasts are a great place to do it. So now let's get down to brass tacks. You have some sort of show and you want to get paid for it. How do you do it? Great question. First, I have to tell you about Stream Studio. Stream Studio is a revolutionary technology that allows you to go live from anywhere in the world. It brings the studio to you. We don't need the expensive equipment. We don't need the expensive production team. All we need to do is go to stream.studio, make an account. It's free, folks. It's free. You want the gold plan, you got to pay a little bit for that one. You want the silver plan, that costs about $19 a month, but it's free. Go live from anywhere in the world. There's no more excuses. If you're wishing that you can start your own podcast, there are no more excuses why you can't get into the game. What do people say as an excuse why they can't start their own podcast? Well, I don't know how the equipment works. I can't afford a microphone. I can't afford to pay a production team. I can't rent studio space. None of these should be obstacles in your way with Stream Studio. You go to the website, you create an account, it's free, and you start your podcast in less than 1 minute. Okay, can we get to it finally, Liam? Can you tell us how we can make money with our podcast? Is it about time? I think it is, folks. Give me a break. We're only 8 minutes into this webinar here, so we're still, giving you quality information as we move down the line. Okay, so earlier in the show, I said to you guys that I want you to make an effort to listen to the companies that are advertising on podcasts. Mark, can we get a recap of the list of companies that advertise on podcasts?
Let's see. We have Audible.
Yep.
Noom.
Yep. What about the life insurance one? What's that one? Not Select Quote, but there's one for life insurance policies.
Not ringing the bell.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there's a bunch of companies that do this. Now, here's the interesting part.
Oh, Keeps.
Keeps, yes, Keeps, to keep your hair. Blue Chew, the one to get an erection. The pills for...
I guess also Open Apron. Blue Apron?
Blue Apron,
Blue
yes,
Apron,
the food service that delivers food to your house. Okay, good. So let's take one of these examples. Let's use Blue Apron. Okay, Blue Apron is a service, folks. If you don't know, you go to their website, you select a box that's interesting to you, maybe three meals, 5 meals, whatever it is, and they deliver this box to your house, and it's sort of a kit. It's like a kit that allows you to put all the ingredients together and make a meal. So what I want you guys to do is, let's take this as an example. We're going to go to blueapron.com. We're going to scroll to the bottom of the page. Now, like I said earlier in the podcast, I talked about how there's two kind of different types of advertising strategies. Companies either do it on TV or they do it on podcasts. Sometimes they do both, but a lot of times they do one or the other. So I want you to find a podcast that advertises a company that advertises on podcasts, go to their website, scroll down to the bottom, you're likely going to see something that says affiliate program. Affiliate program. Now, by the way, folks, Stream Studio has an affiliate program. So we could have used Stream Studio as an example. You go to the bottom of the page, you click on affiliate program, and what you're going to do is you're going to fill in the account information. You're going to create an affiliate account. It's going to have your name, it's going to have your address, your email, all that fun stuff, and it's going to give you a link, an affiliate link. And what that means is that you're now going to be able to, on your podcast, advertise that product. Now, you're going to say to me, Liam, they're not paying me to do it. They're not paying me. I'm doing this for free, advertising for them. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Because here's the fun part. If somebody signs up for the example that we had, Blue Apron, or we can say Stream Studio, if they sign up because of you, you're going to receive a commission off of that. So bada bing, bada boom, you are now getting paid to have a podcast. Now you're going to tell me, right, but Liam, I don't have very many people listening to my show. Well, that's your job, sir. That is your responsibility to get more viewers on your show. Now, how do you get more viewers? How do you 10x your audience? Ha ha ha! That is also one of the topics we'll be covering in today's webinar a little bit later on in the show. At this point, though, we're going to the main event, which is the monetization of your podcast, and that's what we're talking about right now. So I want you to go to those websites. I want you to go to Stream Studio. I want you to create an affiliate program. I want you to hook up your, what's it called? It is called PayPal. I want you to hook up your PayPal account, and I want you to start getting paid today. Now, you're saying, okay, fine, I'm only making money on commission basis. Well, hey, that's a reason why you should kick it into gear, start getting more viewers, and start selling that Blue Apron. Start selling that Stream Studio. You better start hustling, my friend, because you're only getting paid when you make sales. Well, you're going to tell me, well, how about I want to get paid all the time? I want to get paid just to read the ad. Well, that's going to come a little bit later. Once you have more viewers, and then you start talking about this, then Blue Apron's actually going to come see you, and they're going to say, Mr. Liam, we really love your podcast. We really love that you're talking about Blue Apron. We'd like you to continue talking about Blue Apron. We'd like to encourage you to talk about Blue Apron. So we're going to pay you $150 per episode, for example. If you're a little bit more successful, we're going to pay you $1,250 per episode to talk about Blue Apron for 30 seconds. They're going to give you an ad read, and you're going to read it. Now, you're still going to make that commission, right? That's how they're going to track how many Blue Apron sales you're actually making. But this is how you sort of get your foot in the door, folks. Now, if you're not happy with the answer I'm giving you here, if you're saying, no, I want to have them pay me now, I want advertisers to pay me now. Well, that's not how it works, folks. That's not how business works, all right? And if anybody out there is telling you that you can get paid for your podcast when you have 5 views, I hate to break it to you, but I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you, right? That would be what we call a scam. But there is a legitimate way that you can build your audience, that you can start making money slowly but surely, and it's the way that I just told you. Go to all of these websites, make affiliate accounts, and start advertising today. There's no excuse not to get started. And hopefully, the viewers that are listening to you want to download the products. Now, what if you tell me, who's going to get Blue Apron? Nobody wants that. Nobody's going to get Blue Apron. Why would I do that for them? Great, no problem. Go find a company that you believe in. Find a product that you personally use, and you can be the first one to sign up using your own code. Find something that you believe in, that you're proud to talk about, and talk about that. That is what you need to do. Hold on a second. My camera is not working here. We're going to go to my Apple camera for just a moment while we get this set up here. But this is what you need to do. This is how you need to make it happen. You need to make it happen by actually getting your foot in the door with these companies through these affiliate programs, choosing products that you believe in. Now, the question becomes, how do you get them to pay you just for doing the ad? Well, you get that when you have a lot of viewers. Once you have a lot of viewers, a lot of people watching your show, listening to your podcast, whatever kind of content you're producing, then you're going to start being worth something. When you start to have continuously 1,000 people tuning into your show, 500 people tuning into your show, even 200 people listening to your show. You know, we look at somebody like Joe Rogan, he's got 11 million people listening to his show, and that's why he's getting paid $120 million a year to do his program. But we're talking realistics here, folks. If you're getting consistently 300 people to tune into your podcast, that is worth something. that is going to get you paid. So how do we do that? How do we 10x our audience? Well, folks, it can be done. That's the good news. It can be done. It can be done, but you need to hustle a little bit. You're going to need to work hard. So if you have a podcast, how do you get more viewers? Here we go. First lesson. I'm writing it down on the board here for you, and we're switching back to our camera, which we had a few problems with, but it should be back on right about now. Nope, I'm getting the blue and red bars. Having a little bit of technical difficulties with our camera. We're going to get those sorted out in just a few moments. And then I'm going to tell you how you can 10x your audience. By the way, folks, 10x just means times 10. If you got, 10 people listening to your show, we're going to 10x it. You're going to have 100 people listening to your show, right? 10 people's not that hard to get. Can everybody get 10 people to listen to their show? And then can you let me 10x your audience? And then can we get you 100 people listening to your show? Let's do that. All right, so let's do that. So how are we going to do that? All right, well, I got my blackboard here. I'm going to write down my first lesson of the day. The first lesson of the day, how we 10x our audience, and we're going to go step by step. You need to follow these steps, and if you follow these steps, you will be successful. That's a Liam guarantee. Here we go. First step is organic growth. Organic growth. What does that mean? Organic growth means you're going to take whatever kind of production that you have. Let's pretend it's a podcast, and you're going to share it with every single person you know. You can't expect to have a show and put it on Spotify and not post about it anywhere and for it to magically get viewers. How would they do that? How would people find out about your show? They would have to literally research the exact name of your show into Spotify and then give you a listen. That, folks, is what we call a pipe dream. Nobody's going to do that. You need to post about your show on your social media. If you don't have social media, that should be step -1. You should get an Instagram. Well, I don't want Instagram. I don't like all that stuff. Well, guess what? You live in the new world, folks. We're in 2022. You don't like it? Get out of the way. There's a million people who are going to take your spot. You want to be successful? You got to play the game. This is the game. Don't shoot the messenger. All right? Get an Instagram. Find all these people that you know. Become friends with them. Follow them on Instagram. Have them follow you. I'm sure you probably have Facebook. Go connect with all the Facebook friends, all the people from your high school, all the guy that you used to play badminton with on weekends, who used to drive your friend to soccer practice. Go find all those people. Become friends with them. As many people as possible. We're trying to reach as many people as possible. You know, when Facebook was coming out, there was all these people that were saying, oh, you have 500 Facebook friends? I bet you couldn't even name all of them. Of course I couldn't name all of them. Of course I couldn't. What kind of statement is that? That's ridiculous. That's not the point. The point is that you now have 500 people that you're sharing your podcast with. If 10% of those people listen to your podcast, guess what? You got 50 people. All right, so let's write that down. We got 50 people. You were at 10. We're now at 60. We now have 60 people listening to your show. Congratulations, folks. You now have 60 listeners to your podcast. Can we keep going? We're only at organic growth. So organic growth is the people that you know. You're sharing it with them via social media. We call it organic because it's like your family. It's usually your grandmother, the people you went to high school with. It's very organic, right? That's organic growth. But the thing with organic growth is it sort of taps out at some point. At some point, you've told all these people about your podcast, and they've either decided to listen to it and they liked it, or they decided not to listen to it and they didn't like it. But at some point, you run out of steam with that endeavor. There's no more organic people that you can talk to. You need to start getting more people. How do we do that? Step number 2. Number 1 was organic. Step number 2, micro capsules. What the heck is that? How the heck are you going to do that? Great question. A micro capsule is a snippet from your show that you're going to pump out again on social media. Again, it can be organically, but you're going to take a snippet from your show. Now, why do I do this? A lot of you people have these shows that you do, whether it's a podcast, a video show. If I were to calculate the average length of those shows, how long would it be? Is it safe to say that the average length would be like 45 minutes? I mean, you guys are talking for an hour and a half. Put me to sleep. You guys are talking and talking and talking. How are you going to expect somebody to click on your show, see that it's an hour and a half long, and listen to the whole thing? Would you do that? Probably not. If you wouldn't do it, why do you expect other people to do it? Right? Let's step away from our egos for a minute here. If you wouldn't listen to some random guy's show for an hour and a half, why the heck should he listen to yours? The answer is he won't. He will not. And putting out these hour and a half long shows to friends is not good enough. It's not going to cut it. What do you need to do? You need to watch that hour and a half show. And if you guys aren't watching your own content, you got another thing coming. You got to watch your content. That's the only way for you to grow. Find out where your weak points are. Find out where your high points are. Because at the end of the day, all this fancy stuff I'm talking about means nothing if your content isn't quality. But we've already established that you're making quality content. You're making it with Stream Studio, live to social media, multiple cameras at once. So you're making quality content. Watch the quality content. Find a piece in that content that is gold, folks. I'm talking gold. Gold. Find me 20 seconds out of that hour and a half. You should be able to do that. You can edit it. You can piece it together. Find me 20 seconds. I'm talking 30 seconds of crystal clear, pure gold. I want you to take that. I want you to turn that into a clip. I want you to add text to it. I want you to add a few effects to it. I want you to add maybe a little bit of music to it. We're going to turn that gold into crystal clear diamonds. We're going to take that diamond 30 seconds that we've edited, that we've worked hard on, that we have made it look so amazing, and we're going to post that on social media. We're going to post it to our Instagram. We're going to post it to our Instagram story. We're going to DM it to people. We're going to say, hey, can you post this on your story? Hey, could you do me a favor and share this for me? Because guess what? Now we're not only doing our organic growth, we're doing it with our friends' organic growth. They're going to share it with their web, and that web is going to share it with their web, and that web is going to share it with their web. And guess what? We've just touched 1,000 people. Now, if 10% of those people click on it, you now have 100 new viewers. We were at 60. We're now at 160. 160 viewers on the podcast. And I'm only at step 2, folks. So we want to create those micro capsules, and we want to pump them out there. Now, the important part is that these micro capsules are pure gold, because you are really getting people's attention. People will watch 20 seconds of your content. They will watch 30 seconds of your content. You know, while they're sitting on the toilet or doing whatever it is they're doing. They'll give you that chance. Don't blow it. Don't blow it. And then they're going to watch that 30 seconds. They're going to say, wow, this is great. This is really good. Who is this guy? Who is this? Liam? Liam Fabre? Wow, this is great. How do I get more? I need more, because that's what we want today, right? We're greedy. We're greedy for content. We want more content. So they're going to swipe right. They're going to click on my page. They're going to see I have a podcast. I have a podcast Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. on Stream Media Facebook and on Spotify. Watch this with Liam Fabre. They're going to see that I have a podcast, and they're going to go listen to it. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, number 3 on the list. We have organic growth. We have the micro capsules. And number 3, folks, this is the part where you pull out your wallets. Are we ready, folks? Now, look, if you don't want to pull out your wallet, then stop at step 2. And good luck to you. Hopefully it's enough to make you famous. But if you really believe in your product and you really believe in what you're doing, you're going to need to do some campaigns. You're going to do some Facebook campaigns. You're going to promote your content, because that 30 seconds of gold that you have, if you truly believe that it's gold, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to speak directly to you here. If you don't hear anything else in my program, I want you to hear this. If you really believe that that is gold, that 30 seconds that you make, and you really believe that if people watch that 30 seconds that you made, that they will become a subscriber to your show, then by God, promote it. Promote it. If you believe in yourself, do it. Do it, because you're going to promote it. You're going to pay Facebook. Facebook is going to say, okay, how many people would you like us to show this to? And you're going to tell them, I want 5,000 people to see it. And Facebook is going to say, okay, who would you like us to show this to? And let's say your audience is college students. You're going to say, okay, I want you to show it to people from 18 to 22. And Facebook is going to say, okay. And so they're going to show it to 5,000 college students between 18 and 22. And 10% of those students are going to listen to your show. What is that, 500? What are we at now? We are at 660 people are now listening to our show just from what I sold you. And this is all something you can do in a day. 660 people in a day. Guess who's... Hello, this is Blue Apron. We hear you have 660 listeners. Can we pay you for your content? Bada bing, bada boom. That's how it's done, folks. Bada bing, bada boom. That's how it's done. I told you how you can monetize your content. I told you how you can 10x your audience. Now, the question is, are you willing to do it? Because I can tell you this until I'm red in the face. If you don't want to get up your butt and put these steps into action, then it's not going to happen, right? Now, I want to talk a little bit about, as we wind down here, about live content, the importance of creating live content. And I talked about that in previous webinars, and that's why I don't want to spend too much time on it. But creating live content is so important because it brings a sense of urgency, right? And it also brings a sense of timeliness. Creating live content, and I want everybody, if you're taking notes, I want you to write this down. Live content is the quickest way to put out content. Live content is the quickest way to put out content. It's not even close. If you're making a show and you're editing it on Premiere and you're doing this and you're doing that and you're adding this and you're adding that, 2 weeks later you're going to come out with a show. That 2 weeks could have been 2 weeks that you were doing organic growth, that you were creating microcapsules, that you were doing Facebook campaigns. Whereas when you make the live content, the content is created very quickly. And after that, you have all this time to promote it because that's really where the money is made. We've already agreed that you guys are making quality content. That you've already told me you can do. You've already told me that the product that you're selling me is good stuff, right? We cut into the little baggie. We give it a little taste. It's good stuff. It's good quality content. That we've already established. The question is now, how are we going to get people to listen to it? And that's the steps that I've told you today. So if you're looking to start live streaming, download Stream Studio. Did I say download, Mark?
Yeah, you said download. You don't have to download it. That's the best part.
Well, how do you get it?
Stream.studio.
And it's web-based?
Totally web-based.
What if I'm traveling somewhere and I don't have my computer, I forget my computer, and I need to use the one in the hotel?
Perfect. It works.
I could just go on Stream.studio?
Stream.studio.
What about all my past recordings that I had saved?
They're all there. On the cloud.
On the cloud? What about all the backgrounds I have?
It's there on the cloud.
So
It's there. You just sign in, it's there.
So you're telling me that I can bring my studio anywhere in the world?
Anywhere.
And I don't even need to bring anything?
Nope. You are the studio.
What if I fly to China fully naked? Could I then make a Stream Studio production when I get there?
You'd have to pick your laptop, but yeah, you could.
Wow, amazing. Amazing, folks. This is the latest technology in the game. Now, this is something I'm going to add. Can we add step 4, Mark? Is it too late to add step 4?
I think so. A little bit.
A little bit too late to add step 4? I think I can do it quickly. So we had organic growth, microcapsules, step 2, step 3, campaigns. Step 4, folks, is going to be lowering the cost of production with Stream Studio. Is that okay? Can I say that?
That's okay. I think you really hit the nail on the head with that one.
I think that's also part of this puzzle, folks. Because, all that money you're spending on the camera is money that you could be putting towards Facebook campaigns. And I truly do believe, look, I don't even work for Facebook here and I'm telling you to do it. I truly do believe that if you have quality content and if you are making quality microcapsules that are liquid gold, that you should be promoting the heck out of it. And when you've already hit a wall with your organic growth and you've already hit a wall with asking friends to share it, the only way to get more eyeballs on it is to do those Facebook campaigns, right? Or those Instagram campaigns, to get that stuff out there, to promote it, to sponsor that stuff so that more people can watch it. And if you're confused about how to make quality content at a low price, look no further than Stream Studio. The studio comes to you with Stream Studio. Lowers the cost of production, money and time and energy that you can put towards monetizing your content and promoting your content and growing your audience 10x. I said today 10x. We started with what, 10? And we ended with what, 660? That's a lot more than 10x, folks. And we did it all with Stream Studio. I want to thank everybody for listening to our webinar this week. Next week, we're going to be doing the webinar on Friday. It's going to be Friday. And let me pull up the date for you here. It's going to be Friday the 15th. We're going to be doing the webinar in Spanish for all of our Spanish speakers out there who haven't been able to participate in the webinars because of a language issue. We have the solution. We're going to be bringing you the webinar live next Friday at noon, same time, same channel on YouTube Live. And we hope that you tune in for it. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. Keep making good content. Keep making it live. Keep lowering that cost of production, and do it with Stream Studio.